Hey guys, this is the Lawrence Community Shelter out on East 25th Street. The reason I'm out here tonight is to talk about the city's additional commitments that were here and weren't quite met. This past winter, I believe it was maybe November, it might have been a little earlier, you're gonna need to double check me on this. But Mayor Shipley, Courtney Shipley at the City Commission meeting read a proclamation about homelessness awareness. And I believe it was around that time, or maybe shortly before that, that there was an arrangement reached with the city to where the Lawrence Community Shelter was going to be increasing their capacity, adding bed space, things like this, to appease the city's needs. And the city would be providing some funding for that. Now, I haven't spoke directly with shelter staff or anything, but what I'm hearing from people that are involved in this is that there's questions about whether that funding actually happened. And some people are telling me that it didn't. I'm following up on this in the morning. I'm going to try to reach out to Melanie here at the shelter and get her to tell us whether that funding actually happened or not. But the other question that we're having out here, there was a proposal to move the homeless encampment space out here to this area. And part of the reason behind that was that there would be resources here. They're already here. Service providers come here. There's bus routes out here. The resources are available. But there's a property owner out here, from what we understand. There's a property owner over here that's put up some kind of resistance to that. And I'm hearing that there was some kind of an off the books, or maybe even on the books, agreement that wouldn't be placed out here to appease that property owner. So now my question becomes is, who's that property owner and which city commissioner are they friends with? Because we know what's going on out in North Lawrence, and which city commissioner is friends with the business owner out there that's causing the city to spend, God, I'm getting people telling me estimates upwards of $50,000 to $80,000 on all the stuff that they're doing out there. I'm going to do requests to find out exactly how much it costs. But the reality is they're spending money that they didn't need to spend. And I think that's going to be proven out in the end anyway. Why are they spending all that money? Because they know they're not going to get pallet done. But the city continues to drop the buck in this stuff. They take on commitments and they don't follow through. It's happening everywhere. Now, another subject I'm going to touch on real quick is what's happening nationwide. You guys at the city may not understand, but the advocate group that I'm kind of a part of around here and have been kind of trying to help support, they're actually talking to lived experts and experts in the field, service providers, not just local ones, but ones from around the country. And we're hearing the same response from them, that they can't understand why these decisions are being made, that it doesn't make best practice sense, it doesn't make good economic sense, and it definitely doesn't make good policy sense. Out on the West Coast, Portland's been having lots of trouble for years over their homeless crisis, but now they're just apparently, what did I hear, that they've got homeowner groups that are suing the city to shut it down. And Reagan Benson out in Colorado, out in Denver, has been pointing out the problems with the homeless solutions that they come up with out there. But here we have small town ideas with a town that has over 120,000 people. And there is a homeless population here, and you're not going to be able to criminalize them all and throw them in the jail that just happens to be right there. Not in my backyard isn't going to work all over town. You're going to have to find a backyard to put it in somewhere. And it's going to need to be ran properly and with best practices actually being done and not just talked about. I've said this to Cicely Thornton, who's one of the leaders in the Homeless Initiatives Division, that best practices would be easily to buy. We could buy into that if we saw them actually happening. But when I have staff members telling me that they gave residents warning on Monday at a staff meeting that something was going to happen Thursday, that all these changes were going to happen, and that was it. They're just expected to, accept it and deal with it and handle it. You got to talk to people. You got to tell them what's going on and explain the situation to them. And it may take more than 1 or 2 conversations. I know when I was out there earlier and Ron tries to act like it's an everyday occurrence. Ron, I'm out there a lot more than what you think I am, buddy. And I know the kind of strife that was going on out there today. Everybody was stressed out. And it was because you guys weren't passing information along. You weren't answering proper questions. You didn't answer the questions apparently because we had a lot of questions that advocates were fielding and shutting down before they became a problem for you. So you guys actually owe us a thank you. How about we try to do better as a city? Mayor Larson, I think some people are going to be at your next week's meeting that want to talk about homelessness. I know I'm going to be there.